Hello nerds, welcome back to another video. Gabriella here. Today is a good day and it's gonna get even better because today I am tier ranking on TierMaker all the Twilight Saga characters. So before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell icon so you can be notified of every new video and join the nerd gang. So let's get into it. So before we get into the nitty-gritty of ranking the Twilight characters, I just want to say this is my own humble opinion. To be honest, I don't take this to heart. This is not like my ride or die series per se, but I am fully into the Twilight Renaissance. Okay, I've seen all the Twilight movies about 1,000,000 times. I know them basically by heart. I've read all the books. Despite myself, I will probably read them again later this year. And so I have an opinion on things, okay? I am on Twilight TikTok, okay? I ended up there one day, I stumbled upon it, and I've been stuck in there ever since. So I would love to know all your opinions about all these characters down below. But for sure, don't take it to heart if I put your favorite character in the bottom list, okay, we're all friends here, okay? So let's get into it. So there are a few categories that are in this tier ranking list. I took a pre-established tier ranking list on TierMaker because I didn't want to add all the pictures and all that by myself. And I just changed a few of the categories. So the first category is I Would Die For You. Second is Love of My Life. Third, Don't Die, You're Too Sexy. Aha. You understand why I took this template. The fourth one is No. Just No. And I feel like you get this on an emotional level, you know what I mean? You're on Thin Ice and Electric Chair. And I can't wait. This is gonna be great. So the first character on this tier ranking list is Edward. Edward Cullen. Honestly, I don't even know where I would put him. I feel like for most of for the entirety of the Twilight series, I've loved him. I think I was hurt a little bit by Midnight Sun. Hearing his internal monologue all the time is kind of excruciating. I haven't finished Midnight Sun yet. I'm literally 25 pages in. I started it last year and never got back into it. It's on the list, okay? But just hearing his inner monologue was painful, but and spoiler alert, of course, for the entire Twilight saga, but also hearing him talk about how much he wants to kill Bella and in Midnight Sun when he's met Bella for the first time in his biology class and he's basically going through all the possibilities of how he could kill Bella and get away with it. Do I kill the whole class and then kill her but then she'll be frightened, or do I kill Bella and just do it so fast? No, anyways, that was hilarious. So I'm gonna put him in Love of My Life. Especially this picture. They chose a great picture of Edward. This is a great look for him from Breaking Dawn Part 2. If you remember the scene, I do just based on the picture. But it is when he goes to see his cousins up north in Alaska to show off Renesmee and trying to get them into their sort of mini army, not army thing. You know what I mean? Okay. Then we have Eric. Eric is, I don't know, inoffensive, but he's kind of blah. So I'm just gonna put him in No. I just no, you know what I mean, right? There we've got the icon that is Jasper Cohen. As you can tell, I am Black, and as some of you may know, Jasper was a Confederate soldier, so you can imagine some of my feelings towards him. So it's straight to the electric chair for you, buddy. Woo! Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't have to get into this. Then we have Seth Clearwater. What a cutie pie. King of being a werewolf but supporting vampire rights. We love to see it. He protected the Cullens in Breaking Dawn, and he was such a cutie pie. He was so young when he turned, and his dad died, and it was the whole thing. I would die for you. I would die for Seth Clearwater, no questions asked. Leah Clearwater. Okay, here's the thing. When I first watched, because like I read the books after I would see the movie, so like I read like one and two after seeing one and two, something like that, whatever. I didn't read the books before I saw the movies. So when I saw the movies, I was like, Leia's a bitch. Like she's annoying. And I was like, you have to understand, like Emily and Paul, what's his face? They just imprinted. Like you can't. No, I didn't realize the gravity of it. And there was actually a TikTok about this. I spent too much time on TikTok. But there was a TikTok about this the other day on Twilight TikTok about how Leia is perceived as the bad guy in the scenario, but how it's explained in Eclipse that, imprinting doesn't have to be romantic. Did Paul and Emily made the decision to make it a romantic relationship when they could have made it platonic, and Paul could have stayed with Leia, the woman he was in love with. But no, he decided to go with Emily when he imprinted on her. Not only that, Emily and Leia are cousins, which, woo, they totally don't mention that in the movies. And also, like, Emily wanted Leia to be her bridesmaid or maid of honor at her wedding. Ugh, totally didn't forgot about that part. That TikTok came at the right time, right before I made this tier ranking list. So Leia, I would die for you. You've been through too much. Your father gets killed after your boyfriend leaves you for your cousin, and then your cousin tries to rub it in your face by inviting her to. I would die for you. The Clearwaters are safe. Now we have this guy. I actually don't remember his name. I just remember he's Dakota Fanning's brother and electric chair. Okay, that's it. Emmett. Whew. The himbo of all himbos. I feel like Emmett and Thor, from the MCU, would get along so well. They are the peak himbos. And Andy from Parks and Rec. Like literally peak himbo. I feel like that would be incredible. And simply put, Emmett, I would die for you. A bit of an airhead, but like he died while fighting a bear. Isn't that the craziest thing you've ever heard? Like I think, yeah, I would die for you. Pretty simple. There's two Emmets. I'm gonna put Emmett 2 and I would die for you too. I mean, who cares? Like, I love him that much. Okay. Then we have Alice Cullen, the visionary, literally. Alice Cullen, the fashion sense, the hair, the whole vibe, the whole attitude. She's the one who saved everybody's ass basically in Breaking Dawn by going to get that Brazilian dude. And like, just this whole thing. And the whole scene in the first Twilight when Alice is just like, oh, don't worry, we'll be great friends. Like, after saying like, oh my god, you do smell good. Like, iconic. I would die for you. That was, I knew that, like, going in. That was pretty self-explanatory. Now I forgot his name, Rami Malek. Yeah, I literally forgot what his name is in the movie also, slash books. He was a pretty small character. He was in Breaking Dawn Part 2, because he's part of that, like, army, not army, like, thing that Carla is trying to do. That was a weird move, but anyways. But he can control the elements, which is crazy cool, and he was playing around with Renesmee, and it's Rami Malek, and I love him. So even though I don't remember his name and he made no impact, I'm gonna put him in Don't Die, You're Too Sexy, just based on his powers, his friendliness, and his Rami Malekness. Yeah. Then we've got Angela, and Angela's a cutie. She's a cutie with a brain. She's great. I think she was a nice friend to Bella. So I'm gonna put her in Love of My Life. Yeah, she was good. She was unproblematic. Again, another Angela. Put her in Love of My Life too. Just do it then. But yeah, I love the scene of like introduction with Angela and Bella. Just, iconic. Then we got Arrow. Arrow is like that bad guy that you root for. He's like sort of the Loki. I mean, the Walmart discount Loki of the Twilight Saga, if that makes sense to you. Yeah, and Michael Sheen, iconic. What an actor to pull off for a Twilight movie. I feel like all these actors are like too good for this movie series. It's actually kind of incredible. Like, they must have paid these actors big bucks, because some of them I'm like, what kind of life choices? But I'm gonna put him, he's still a bad guy and he still did some bad things. And that look of fear when Alice is showing him the vision. Holy fuck. But don't die, you're too sexy. Aha. That's where he's going. Okay. Um, the one, the only, Charlie Swan. The Dilf of all Dilfs, man. Okay, he's King Dilfs. Okay. Um, I would die for you. No questions asked. None whatsoever. Yeah, it's just pretty self-explanatory. He was the best parent. Renee can fall and die. She's gonna be somewhere in there. I'm assuming that I'm gonna have to tier rank, and we all know where I'm gonna put her. Okay, very bottom. But Charlie is just, he was a great dad. He tried his best. Okay, he was actually there for Bella, and you know, he was an all-around great parent. And then, you know, I just love how much of a G he was in Breaking Dawn when, you know, he finds out that Bella's alive. And, you know, Jacob shows up and is like, oh, let me get naked in front of you because I'm a werewolf now. And he was like, what? And Bella, you know, had to pretend to be human or whatever. And then he's like, yeah, you're not the same. And she's like, you don't need to know. And then he was like, okay, because he cared so much about being with his daughter for so long that he didn't care that, like, he couldn't know the full story. So I would die for him for sure. Now Bella. Bella has the personality of bread. The dimension of a sliced white bread. However, with Midnight Sun, we got to learn a lot more about Bella and how she was, because, you know, all of Twilight is through her perspective. So, you know, when you do something nice for someone, or if you're like being really smart and you don't realize because it's just who you are, you tend to like just kind of oversee it. So Edward seems to see all those things. So there's a lot of things that we learn about Bella that make her a better person. So I'm gonna put her in love of my life. She'll be with Edward, you know, forever. Then we have Mr. Black. There's so many things. I have so many questions. I don't know. I feel like he's kind of an edgelord in the sense that, like, you know, how, like, he invites Bella and New Moon to hear the story of the Cold Ones versus the Cooler tribe and all that. So that was kind of a, you know, alpha move. Get it? Alpha. But, yeah, he's gonna go in, don't die, you're too sexy. Aha. Yeah. Brie Tanner. Girl made no impact. Can't believe there's a whole novella for her. Blech, boring. It's gonna be, I mean, yeah, electric chair. Who cares? I really couldn't care less about her. Like, just, you made no impact, girly. Poor kid. Carlisle. Now, I did say that Charlie is the original DILF. However, technically, based on age, Carlisle is the original DILF. But it doesn't really matter because in my head, Charlie and Carlisle are happily living together. Carlisle, you're gonna go join your fellow DILF, okay? And I would die for you. Just, you know, you can smooch up, okay? Truthfulness, I just love Carlisle. I think he's great, and he's kind of like OP in the sense that since he's so old, he has so much knowledge on vampirism and all that. But I just love that he's also a doctor, and, you know, he's trying to repent and all that. You can definitely see where Edward gets that whole soul repenting kind of thing. Yeah, and also, like, he saved all these people's lives, you know? Like, all these people that he saved that became the Cullens were all people who were dying. You know, he saved Rosalie, he saved Alice, who was in a bad spot. He saved Esme, he saved all these people, and I don't know, he's nice. This girl, who is she again? Okay, she made no impact. It's gonna go in no. Jessica. Boy. Jessica. She she seems like a nice person. She welcomes Bella into her warm arms. But actually they're cold as ice. But no, she's like sort of the resident bitch girl, you know, like, and you can tell this girl is getting stuck in that small town and never leaving. Um, but yeah, and you find out a lot more about her in Midnight Sun and how bitchy she is actually in her head to Bella, and how everything she does is fueled by jealousy and all that. I mean, I can put that on the, you know, the back of, how do I say, on the fact that, you know, she's a teenager and all that, but like, I don't know, at the same time I feel like there were other characters in that series that were teenagers and, you know, they were nice. So I'm gonna put her on to nice. I don't think she deserves the electric chair, but I would love to see her in her 20s and 30s and see if she's grown, you know. And if she hasn't, then she gets electric chair, and if she has, then don't die, you're too sexy, you know what I mean? Like, if we got like a sequel, please don't, but if we got a sequel, like, is that a threat? If we got a sequel for Twilight, like when they're older, there's this girl on TikTok, she has a series what she imagines would be the sequel, and it would be like 10 years later, and it's actually their high school reunion, so everybody's in town and stuff. And Jessica's a big part of it. And I watched a few of those clips, and those were A1, and yeah. So Jessica is on thin ice. Then we got another Carlisle, so he's gonna go with the older, younger, whatever. They're staying together. Then we have James. Well, electric chair. No explanation. Also, shirtless with a jacket. Just, okay, no matter who you are, you could be like, you know, the greatest man to ever live. If you're wearing that outfit, electric chair. Okay. Then we have Laurent. What a bitch. What a bitch. Like, he actually helps out the Cullens and Bella in the first one, but then, oh, you're alone, Bella, in your moon. Let me kill you. Ooh. Like, I get that he's a vampire, but damn. So Laurent's going electric chair. Now, Emily, we know, we just talked about her with Leia. Electric chair. Electric chair. No, she's trying to go on thin ice. Electric chair. Okay? It's just... And also, I feel like I hate that her whole character, like, that we see in the movies, is basically her just, like... It's like she's the embodiment of trying to... not glorify isn't the term, but... You know, she has the huge scars on her face because Paul did that when he was angry and he turned into a wolf one time. You know, which is domestic abuse. And like, I don't care if you're a werewolf, a vampire, or a human, or an alien, like, okay. And you know, she just like is like, oh, I was standing a bit too close. Like, she's trying to like glamorize domestic abuse. I feel like that's what her character embodies, and this is nothing on like it's like hard to explain, but I don't feel like that's the fault of the character or the actor. I just feel like it's the fault of Stephanie Meyer, you know. But I think she's just showing sort of the problem with, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I really hate it. I really hate it so much. Yeah. I don't think that's why Emily deserves electric chair. I think she deserves electric chair for another bunch of other reasons, but yeah. Esme. She's a cutie patootie. She's doesn't harm any. She wouldn't hurt a fly. Okay, she seems like a little songbird. But also, she kind of made no impact. You know what I mean? But she's also amazing. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but yeah. Love of my life. Also, what is it with her lack of chemistry with the actor who portrays Carlisle? I don't know what it is. They just another Esme here. What? But I have to say, she was great in Grey's Anatomy. Ava was that bitch, okay? We still talk about her to this day, okay? There's a whole conspiracy theory that Alex was captured by Ava, okay? In the new season of Grey's Anatomy, so, iconic, okay? But, just for the Esme part, she deserves love of my life. So now we've got Lee Pace's character. Again, forgot his name. There's so many characters in Breaking Dawn Part 2 that come in that, like, can't keep it straight. But he made no impact. He was really annoying at the beginning. But I like his love story after, so... Don't Die, You're Too Sexy. And that's based solely on, Lee Pace's existence. Electric chair. Electric chair. No comment. Okay, Jacob Black. Guys, Jacob Black. Thin Ice. We're gonna put Jacob, there's two Jacobs again. Thin Ice, so close to the electric chair. Holy moly. Then we got Dakota Fanning. She's really sexy. And I think her power was really cool, just, inflicting pain. That was freaking badass. And she was badass till the end. So yeah, Don't Die, You're Too Sexy. Oh, there's another one of her. Let's go here. Oh, another Jessica. We're gonna put her here. Her power is really cool. Don't Die, You're Too Sexy, with her little buddy Lee Pace. Oh, another one of her. Why are there so many doubles? Mike. I feel bad for Mike, considering, like, I keep wanting to say Kristen Stewart, but considering Bella didn't give him the time of day, and he still tried to go after him. I mean, you gotta respect that. But also, he gives me such nice guy pick me vibes. It's so cringe. Also, I kind of feel cringe. I don't remember how it goes in the book and if it's the same as in the movie, because I haven't read the books in a long time. But in Twilight, remember when he asked Bella out to the prom and then she says, I'll be in Jacksonville. Liar. Or maybe that wasn't a lie. Whatever. She said, I'll be in Jacksonville, so I can't go to prom. But Jessica would love to go with you. And then he's like, okay. And then he goes with Jessica and they start dating. And I kind of felt like he was using Jessica as like the backup plan. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's going on. Like, you could argue, like, oh, maybe, like, after going to the prom with Jessica, he really liked her, and then, he wanted to date her, blah, blah, blah. But I just felt like he was using her as a backup, so he's on thin ice with Jessica there. Another double mic. Renee. Okay, don't need to mention it again. Full-blown electric chair, okay. Neglecting Bella. Choosing her new husband over Bella, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Yep. But when you think about it, if Renee was a better mother, okay, we wouldn't have had the whole Twilight saga at all. Isn't that kind of crazy? Bad parenting leads to medium things. Then we got Renesmee. I mean, she's a child. She hasn't done anything. I mean, I think her power's pretty cool. It's kind of weird because I don't want to put her in no. I'm not putting her in Don't Die, You're Too Sexy because she's literally a child. But is she love of my life? I don't know. And also, it's not her fault, but she's gonna be in a relationship with Jacob. Honey, no. But I'm gonna put her in love of my life because, yeah. I mean, she's a child, okay? She didn't ask to be born, and especially not this way. Now we've got Victoria, the old Victoria, the new Victoria, I mean, the one from Eclipse. I prefer the original one. Not because I don't like Bryce Dallas Howard, because I love Bryce Dallas Howard, but Rachel Lefebvre is actually from, like, my hood here in Montreal, and she was just outstanding, and I'm sad she couldn't stay for Eclipse. I just felt like the way they physically made Bryce Dallas Howard's Victoria look just was too striking to me. I don't know what it was, but anyways, and she's electric chair. What a bitch. Okay. Rosalie. Whew. Rosalie. Apart from Jasper, she's probably like my least favorite of the Cullens. Yeah. So she's gonna go and no. And the reason she's not on thin ice is solely based on her story about her story of like her revenge after she became a vampire. That was freaking iconic. Her barging into his hotel room or his room, whatever. with a fucking wedding dress. That was perfect. Paul, electric chair. She was really cool. So was her sister, actually. Both of them. Equally, they were Amazonians and they were really cool, but like we get like no backstory on them. So they're gonna go with Don't Die, You're Too Sexy. I feel like if we got like an ounce more backstory for them, they'd be I Would Die For You, Love of My Life, but they're not big enough characters for that, I think. I Would Die For You, Love of My Life is very main character energy. But yeah, Don't Die, You're Too Sexy for them. Oh, the other Victoria is here. You see, like, I just prefer the old Victoria. What's his face? No. Wait. Didn't I already do Pre-Tanner? Yeah. She's an electric chair. And then we have, Blondie made Blonde of Sun. No. I just don't care about her at all. And then, they were so freaking annoying, but not enough for electric chair, so I'm gonna put them on thin ice. Again, don't remember their names, just remember they were old Russians. That's all I remember about them. There's a lot of people that are getting the electric chair for me. Jesus Christ. That's pretty intense. Yeah, this is my ranking. I'm not gonna rename all of them, but you can take this moment to appreciate my ranking. I think it's outstanding. Yeah, I think it's great. I think everybody deserves to be where they deserve to be. I'm sorry I didn't remember a lot of their names, but if they mattered, I would remember their names. You know what I mean? Because I've only seen the movies about 1,000,000 times, so if I don't remember their names, it's probably for good reason. And yeah, I think everybody that got electric chair freaking deserved it. Literally, yeah. Paul. Okay. Okay. Like, that's all I have to say. What's his face? Blondie there. The young Blondie, whatever. Ugh. Just, ugh. Anyways, and, Seth, Leia, the Clearwaters. I would die for them. Emmett, Alice, I mean, can you ask for anything better? Charlie and Carlisle, they are top tier characters in the Twilight series. They deserve all of it. Yeah. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for sticking around with me. If you agree, disagree, let me know down in the comments. I would love to know what kind of tier ranking you would do. This is a template readily available on TierMaker, so you can just search Twilight on there, and it was like the third one or something like that. So I would love if you did it and like left a screenshot in the comments. So if you watch all the way to the very end, thank you very much. And I would love for you to leave an apple emoji down in the comments if you watched all the way to the end. For obvious reasons, the apple. Red or green apple, whichever your phone carries, I don't mind. Of course, if you want more from me, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to join the nerd gang. And if you want, all my social medias are down below. My Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook, my Goodreads, my TikTok as well. And also all the ways to support my channel are always down below. My Amazon wish list and my Ko-fi for donations are down below as well. And I also have my book outlet referral code. You get $10 off and I get $10 off. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.